I know Christina, can do some bad things, but not burn my son. I trusted Myrtle and Christina because that's my brother Sam's baby mom, and they're really close. We is like family, so I really need to know what happened. My son, he suffered a second-degree burn while he was in the care. One of Miss Myrtle's family members cut my son hair, and when I went to pick him up, he had a burn on his face. I immediately called the family member and asked him what happened to my son's face. And the family member told me that was not there after the haircut. His face looked like a scar. So another one of my family members started to try and touch and see what it could have been. And that's when the skin came off. And they told me that's a burn. So I immediately called Miss Myrtle, and Christina was right there. And she was like, well, we don't know what could have happened exactly. We didn't hear him cry. First, she sent me all these text messages. I'm sorry this happened. You have to do what you have to do. Bring him to the hospital. And then all of a sudden it changed to that didn't happen at my house. Miss Myrtle and Christina, they started back and forth texting, saying, you can call CPS. And I started to be afraid because I started to think to myself, why would I call CPS? Why would you just can't tell me what happened? Why do we have to jump to CPS? Then the next day, Christina, she called me up and said, bitch, you burned your baby. And she hung up. So that's when I realized something bad has happened and it was on purpose. At first I thought maybe an accident could have happened, but when she called and said that, I knew that something malicious was done to my son. What hurt me the most is Miss Myrtle because she let Christina manipulate her into believing that this actually can be true. Like, I mean, she really have to be delusional. A month ago, before any of this happened, I was staying with Christina in her house. She would pick like little things, and make problems for me, and I couldn't understand like what was the issue. And then I realized she didn't like the relationship I had with her mom, and she find a really like bizarre reason to kick me out of her house because of jealousy. A week later, that's when I called for Miss Myrtle's family member to cut my son's hair because me and Miss Myrtle was really close. We always been close. Ever since this whole accusation came out the burn, now she's telling my brother he can't see his kids. So that let me know as well that this was maliciously done, and her and Miss Myrtle was trying to cover this up. I think she took this out on my son. If Christina fails this lie detector test, I want justice for my son. I'm going to push as hard as possible for her to be put in jail.
You disrespecting my house and having me in and out my house, don't give me a reason to harm your child. I'm a mother first. That's number one. I'm a mother and a caretaker, but I take care of 5 kids of my own, and I've never had any type of accusations, nor my mother. She has raised foster kids that has went on to be successful in everything. Have never been accused of any bull crap like this ever in my life. And for what? It makes no sense. I'm trying to make it make sense because yeah, I bullied her out. I did.
You did what?
I put her out my house because when I was going to work early in the morning, there were men traveling in and out of my house.
Men.
Men. On another note, my mother is, our families were close. She opened up her door to you.
Were you friends with Christina before all this happened?
The families were, I have children, the families were
right,
close.
and you have children with her brother.
It's 2 out of my 5.
Yeah.
Who is very...
Why was she living with you?
She has nowhere to go.
You have any idea how the burn got on the child's head?
Something absolutely happened to the kid. Yeah. It absolutely happened to the kid.
Who do you think burned the child?
I don't know if this bitch did or whatever, but somebody did. And we do need to get to the bottom of it.
What happened on the day that he got burned?
Okay, so the baby came from the back, and my mama, she said, hey, what's going on? He wasn't crying or anything. He come with the other
Did he have
kid.
the mark on his head?
Okay, he did. When she noticed it, she picked up the phone and said, well, she picked up the phone And she did call the family member who cut his hair and say, did you notice anything on, Kenya's baby head? And he was like, no, I didn't notice anything. But then about 30 minutes later, Kenya came to pick the baby back up. Now, mind you, Kenya was supposed to pick her baby back up in 20 minutes after he got his haircut. Kenya left her baby there for 4.5 hours. When she did get him, about 15 minutes later, Kenya and say, Kenya said it's a burn. And my mama said, a burn? I never heard him cry or anything like, a burn.
Did they take the child to a doctor?
No, my mom's first words were, bring him to the hospital and I need you to get child protection involved. For the simple fact, I need answers because I've cared for this baby and I've cared for multiple kids in my home. So someone that has something to hide, why would they send all their information and tell you to involve child protection? So when she didn't do it, the very next morning, my mama got on the phone with the police. She made a report, and she made a report to child protection and told them she needed them to investigate this.
Do you think there's a chance that Kenya burned her own son?
Like I say, I don't want to point the finger, but I know it's a chance that she knows exactly what happened to her damn baby.
Is it true that you told Kenya's brother Sam, your ex, that he couldn't see the kids again?
Let me tell you why I told him that. Because you picked a side, so stay there.
Yeah, but it's really not fair that he can't see
Let me
his
tell
kids.
you why, because you taking up for someone that you just said stole $300 from you.
But that is his sister.
But she just slimed you and stole $300 from you, and I had to buy you lunch. Make it make sense. And you said it yourself in the messages. Yeah, she's sliming the wrong people. So if you know your sister is doing slimy things right now, why would you even possibly believe that something like this could be true? And I'm the mother of your kids. I care for them. I've been raising them their whole life without you.
But I mean, at some point, you're going to come to your senses and let Sam see his kids, right?
We'll see. You raggedy bitch. The audacity of
you is so
blame me and my mama. Take care of your baby when you couldn't take care of your baby. You fat raggedy bitch.
Girl, Steve, just
what happened to that baby? You gotta see me.
That's not his baby. How about that?
You gotta see me. You gotta see me, bitch. That face ain't pregnant. That face ain't pregnant. You gotta see me.
I will let him know that's not his baby too. How about that?
Second, then I'll bring it back out.
Raggedy bitch.
To be honest, Steve, this whole thing is not a joke to me. It's really hurtful, and the fact that she getting on TV and lying and cracking jokes is not a joking matter at all. My son is burned.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
and Miss Myrtle is like family to me.
Do you believe that Christina burned your son?
Absolutely, Steve. I believe she burned my son.
Why do you
You
believe?
see what kind of ignorant person she is?
You know, your brother and her have kids together. You said you were like family. I know this incident with your son. You know, he's got this burn on his forehead. Did you notice anything on your son's head, face, before you dropped him off over there?
No, Steve.
He had no injury.
He had nothing on him. The family member who came to take him upstairs, he took him upstairs. I paid him and something extra from Miss Myrtle. And when I left him, I came back. Miss Myrtle, she kept calling me frantically when I picked him up, saying he has something on his face. So I was like, okay, well, I'll see when I get home. It was a little bit dark.
Did you believe it was a burn?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know what it was.
Okay,
first.
but when you eventually discover it and you see he's injured, did you get him any medical treatment?
Absolutely, Steve. I called a virtual visit to a pediatrician on there's a medical app we have here in Louisiana.
And so what did the doctor say?
The doctor ordered him some cream, and I have proof that I went right immediately to go get the cream for the burn.
Did Miss Myrtle tell you to contact CPS?
She absolutely did. I have all that in text message.
And did you?
Yes. No, I didn't take him. I didn't contact CPS. I thought I could give Miss Myrtle the next day, but my family members kept calling me saying, "Oh, that's a burn. It's definitely a burn because to touch the skin on my son's head, the skin came off."
So your sister believes that your ex, Christina, who you have children with, burned her son.
Yeah.
Do you believe that Christina would do that?
I wouldn't want to fathom anything like that from neither one of them, from the mother of my children, or from my baby sister, so I was neutral about it.
Right.
When I heard about it, the first thing I said was, send the police over there. That way they could do an investigation, and either if CPS got involved, that's the best for that baby situation, or if somebody got brought to justice, that was the best for that situation.
Yeah. All right, Christina came here and we asked her about whether she burned this child. And we asked her, did you burn Kenya's 2-year-old son? She answered no. Do you know who burned Kenya's 2-year-old son? Christina answered no. Did you witness anyone burn Kenya's 2-year-old son? She answered no. The results came back all the same, and they came back that Christina told the truth. Now that she passed, don't you as mothers, as adults, as parents say, okay, this was a bad point in our lives, this was a bad incident, but we're going to be civil with each other for the kids' sake.
I'm going to think about it. I ain't going to say I'm going to try. Okay. I'm going to think about it, because this is really hurtful. And to have his
well,
mother...
see, how you feel? You don't know.
And to have them saying my mama covered up for me, and she can't keep covering up for me my whole life, to hurt my mother like that?
Okay, I know. But
to hurt my mama,
but now you don't...
I would die for this lady.
Okay.
This lady take care of my kids. I don't take care of my kids. My mama take care of my kids.
I apologize that her and Miss Myrtle had to go through this. I love both of them. I'm sorry that they had to go through this. I just need to get down to the bottom of it.
You're kind of caught in the middle of it, too.
Definitely caught in the middle of it.
Well, listen, Kenya, I wish you luck. I hope that they find out what happened to your son, but I do hope that some fences can be mended here. Thanks for coming on, Sandy. Do you want to tell your story on the Steve Wilkos Show? Visit the link in the description to get my help.